Jackrabbit.
Okay, I am here. Oh, there we go. There's my avatar. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, sorry I'm a little bit late. For some reason my avatar wasn't popping up, so, yeah, I just had to make sure he did. Alright, cool. So, ooh, give me 1 second. Alright, let's just make sure my volumes and stuff are all good. Hello, Daily Clips, welcome. L Superstars, hello. Cool. Alright, I think... Oh, I'm peeking a little bit. Alright, let's see if that works. Cool. Alright, let's get going. So I'm just going to put on some music. Give me 1 sec. And we'll get right into it. Okay, there we go. Let's leave the playlist. There we go. We'll just be in the background. Alright, awesome. Cool. Hang on, let me just adjust the volumes. Awesome. Alright. Am I having a good day? Yes, I am. I just got up. I got up 30 minutes ago and... Oh, thank you for subbing, little man. But yeah, I just got up and started... Yeah, just made myself a cup of tea and yeah, I'm now ready to animate. So we're going to continue where we left off last week. I did do a few extra things. Mainly just drawing in all the characters. So let me just pull that up real quick. Experience 3. Work in progress. That was scene 3. Alright. What kind of tea? I'm drinking a it's French Earl Grey with vanilla in it, so it's very nice. So, yeah, so pretty much what I did is I added the Bulbasaur and the Larvitar and the Ho-Oh, but I haven't actually animated any of them yet, so they just sort of stand there for now. So we're going to make them move except for the Bulbasaur. So I might as well just start off with the Larvitar, because Ho-Oh is going to be a bit more complicated, and I'm not quite ready to tackle that just yet, so we're going to work on Larvitar. Yes, I still have the bird pinch, and again from last stream, if you have any cool Pokemon facts, let me know them, and I will put a reference to that Pokemon up on the screen somewhere, just because it's funny. So if you missed it, you've got Decidueye on my thing. We've got Cinderace in the bottom right. Actually, we can remove Cinderace now because Ferdo's here. So no more Cinderace. We've got Greninja, and then we've got I forgot the name of the Pokemon. What's this one? I forgot this one's name. Shellos, that's right. And then we've got Wooper in the bottom right. Alright, cool. Now, let's get to work. I'll try and keep in my eye on stream. Oh, sorry, on chat every now and then. But if you just want to keep your questions rolling on, I'll focus mostly. I'll alternate between drawing and answering your guys' questions. And I can already see from the start that my pen is broken, so I'm going to first reset my pen. Why does this happen? I literally just booted up my computer. Why do you crash immediately? Alright, in that case, I'll start asking questions. I'll start looking up. I ended up wasting $200 seeing my Nintendo Switch fix. Should I have done that? Honestly, don't know. If that was a good Nintendo Switch and you liked it and you spent $200 on it, I'd say it's worth it. If it's just $200 to get a thing fixed that you don't even not going to use, then probably not. I personally don't really use my Switch anymore, except for like, I think I'm only going to use it to play the new Zelda game, and that's it. I don't know if I'm going to play anything else, going to be honest. The Switch 2 is coming soon, so there'll probably be a lot of good stuff on that, but yeah. I just hope it's more powerful than what we've currently got. Alright, let's see if it works now. Hello Simalf, welcome to the stream. Flygon is based on an adult antlion. Yes, I did know that. Hello LaFranc, can't read you. Sorry, but thanks for joining the stream. Yeah, $200 to fix a Switch is a bit much, depending on what it was, but I feel like at that point it might be worth just buying a new one. Alright, it's fixed now. So I'm pretty much just gonna go in and just freehand the Lavatar, because I'm quite happy with the sketch that I've got. Let me have a look. I'm just gonna grab a reference of Lavatar just so I can have something to base this off. Alright. For some reason this head thing is the hardest thing for me to draw, and I don't understand why. Celebi is a time onion, and the only thing not making it an onion is that it doesn't make me cry. In fact, I want to chop it up and eat it. Interesting fact. Onions do... Oh, the other day I was cooking and I had absolutely the worst onion. Like, I covered it in water and everything to try and make it, like, not make me cry as much, but it still just pushed through the entire thing. It was just so pungent. And that was the worst experience that I had. Yeah, some onions are just so potent, and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna kill you today. What have you got against Celebi? Ugh. Okay. Alright, what I might also do is I might be a little bit lazy, and I'm just going to draw one head for Lavatar, and I'm just going to reuse that over and over again. Do you think grass-type Pokemon are plants or meat? Good question. What do I think they are? If you eat a part of... Okay, it depends. I feel like a Pokemon like Bulbasaur, if you eat the flower, that's a plant. But if you eat the body, wouldn't that be considered meat? Like, if you eat this is definite... These parts are definitely meat, right? can't just be me. These bits are meat, and then the bulb on the back is definitely probably not edible, but it would be classified as a plant, right? Alright, see you, Resh. Have fun. Baxcalibur evolves at level 55 because in 1954... Oh, sorry. Evolves at level 54 because in 1954 is when the first Godzilla movie was released, and Hydreigon revolves at level 64 because in 1964 is when the first Ghidorah movie was released. Alright. You know what? That's an interesting fact. I like that one. I did not know that one. I'll only add one of them though, because give me a sec. Here we go. I got one. I'm gonna add him to the pictures. Add source. Okay, here we go. Beautiful. You guys are going to be able to see less and less of the stream the more facts you give me. Alright, back to animation. So, what I'm doing is essentially, I'm going to draw Lavatar's head once, and then I'm going to turn it into a symbol. And so I can just reuse it however many times I want to without having to keep drawing it. Because his head seems to stay pretty consistent throughout the entire animation. You know what? I just realized his side profile does not include his other eye. So I'm gonna just remove that. Oops. Doesn't even have a nose. That's fine. Alright, that'll do. Oh wait, I need to get my colors. Give me one sec. Just gonna go over here and color in the bottom of his neck. And just smooth this out slightly. Oops, that didn't work out very well. Alright, there we go. I'm gonna fix up the top of his head because that got chopped off for some reason. Alright. And then to do the glowy eyes, what I do is, oops. Just gonna go in here, copy the color of the eye and put it on a new layer. And then I can actually go into here and not blur. I can produce a red glow by going in here. Like that. Cool. And now he's angry. Did I know that Pikachu is the face of the Pokémon franchise? What? Really? I did not know that. That's so crazy. I thought it was Eevee. Eevee's a close second, I think. The only type to not be paired with Dragon is Bug. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I don't think I can think of a single Bug Dragon. Although I feel like Flygon would probably count as a bug dragon if he was ever to... oh well. They could easily make a bug dragon. There's so many bugs that already look very close or have proportions similar to a dragon, so I don't think it'd be too hard for the Pokemon Company to do that. Alright, let's see. Cool. Let's have this boy run away. There's actually a reason why... Wait, hang on. There's actually a reason for reason Flygon isn't a dragon bug type. Why is he not? The first time I surprise traded, I got a shiny Grookey, but I was very ungrateful because I wanted a different shiny. Dude. Getting a shiny through Wonder Trade is... Or surprise trade is already, like... That's already kind of sus. I don't know if he was also a level 100 Grookey. But, yeah, man, if it was a legit shiny, that's crazy. I think I'm unlucky. Whenever you read the messages, mine is always so high up and you don't see it. No, I can see your messages, Skittles. You gotta have to type when... You're gonna have to write when I start talking. Why do Bulbasaur and Larvitar have glowy red eyes? Good question. I made all of the other mons gonna have glowy red eyes. Honestly, I just thought it would be funny to have them have glowing red eyes. Just to make them look intimidating, and then you just got Lucario who's just confused and doesn't know what he's doing. But yeah, that's sort of the reason I gave them glowing eyes. And also, it's apparently I found out glowy red eyes is like a huge factor for clickbait. All of my videos with glowing red eyes do well. What am I doing? My brain's not in the right place today. There we go. Okay. You never saw the fact I said about Marshadow. I did. It was about the Hawaiian guy. The Hawaiian tribe, right? Where is it? Let me try and find it. Marshadow is based off a Hawaiian soldier from a really long time ago, and has a name of the mix of March and Shadow. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you mentioned that last stream. Cap going to Taco Bell? Dang. We don't... Actually, no. We do have a Taco Bell now in Australia. I think the first Taco Bell in Sydney opened last year. And I've only ever been once. And I didn't like it. Also, there's no Baja Blast, so there's no reason to go. But apparently that's the entire reason why most people go to... Well, from what I've heard, that's the whole reason why people go to... That's the whole reason why people go to Taco Bell in the US. Because of Baja Blast. But we don't have that, so there's no reason for us to go to Taco Bell. Gotten 2 legit shinies with surprise trade. Wow. Flygon isn't a dragon bug type because if it was, it would lose its electric immunity, gain a rock and flying weakness, and lose its fire resistance, which makes it worse. Interesting. Still have all the hacked shinies in the basement. Look, if I had a hacked, I've gotten like 7 hacked Charizards through Wonder Trade, and I just used them to like breed with a Ditto. Excuse me. I just used them to breed with the Ditto to just get that Pokemon, even if it wasn't a shiny, and I just got rid of the shiny as soon as I could. And then, yeah, just tried to get myself a legit shiny. But yeah, I have like the worst luck when it comes to shiny hunting as well. Like I've had to spend like in Sword and Shield, I grinded for about 3 months to try and get a single shiny. What did I try and get? I tried to grind for a shiny Salazzle, and that probably was the worst choice I could have made. But I didn't even find a shiny male Salandit or anything. Like, I was incredibly unlucky. I didn't find a single shiny in Sword and Shield. So, yeah. And then in, I was a bit more lucky in Scarlet Violet. I managed to get a shiny, what's it called? Sprigatito, just through, like, breeding. I'm gonna hide this Bulbasaur. And then I've managed to find a pink snake, and I got a shiny Goodra that took me 3 days to get. And I did all the sandwich hacks and stuff as well to make sure I got like the highest chance, but it still took me a very long time. And I'm like, yeah, I'm probably not gonna shiny hunt from now on. It's such a waste of time. But honestly, like the way Palworld does shinies is so much better. Like, they're not a different color scheme per se, but they are extremely big, and they have the lucky factor. But the way shinies work in Palworld is just every 1000th Pokemon, sorry, every 1000th PAL that you see will guaranteed be a lucky PAL, which is their term for shiny. So you essentially, you can grind, but then you just have to make sure that you see essentially 1,000 of the exact same PAL. But yeah, it just means that wherever you're located or wherever you're traveling to, you got to make sure that, yeah, you keep track of the 1000th PAL, the 1000th, there, why can't I say this? The 1000th PAL that you see. You love Baja Blast, yeah. I wish I could try it. If everyone's hyping it up like it's like one of the best drinks ever, and I'm like, I haven't tried it. I want to try it, but I don't like Mountain Dew, so we'll see. I had Blue Mountain Dew, but it was Blueberry Mountain Dew in Malaysia, and that was one of the nicest drinks I've had. I wouldn't say no to a hacked Ditto with perfect IVs. True. I forgot Pubertar's tail thing. Yes, I'm going to add that later just because I don't want to... it's going to be quite inconsistent, so I'm going to do the same thing with the head, except I'm going to put it on the bottom layer. so that I can just move it around freely. So I'll do the tail at the last. The most unlucky shiny hunt for me was Scorbunny. Yeah, all the starters are going to be incredibly hard to find, or at least for me. I just got really lucky with Sprigatito for some reason. How many years of experience do I have with Pokemon cards? So I got my first, like, few decks when I was about, I want to say, like, 14, 15. And, what year did X and Y release? Because that was the packs that I got. I got packs based on X and Y. And so I started with that generation, and then I just used that deck because when I was back in my home country, Pokemon cards were not popular, so I couldn't really find anyone to play them with. Oh no, there was a few kids that had them, but they all had bootleg cards, but I still played it regardless. They were older generation cards, and also we did this thing that we like to call no limits, where you can have as many cards of one type as you want. Usually there's a limit of up to 4 cards of the same type in TCG rules, but because we were so short on cards, we just decided, you know what, you can just have as many cards as you want of one type. Oh, except energy cards. You can have as many energy cards as you want. But yeah, like pretty much I only ever got like one pack every year, so I had very little to work with. But then I got back, and then I started collecting again during the Sword and Shield cards, and those ones were fun to collect. VMAX cards were a little bit overpowered compared to like other cards on the market, but like it was still a lot of fun to be had, and there was so many funny metas, like the Kyogre deck, where literally, wait, is it Kyogre? No, it was a Wailord deck, I'm pretty sure, actually. It was a Kyogre Wailord deck, where essentially what you would do is, to do damage, you have to discard the top 5 cards of your deck, and then for every water type water energy card that you discard, you do 50 damage. So essentially, I would have a deck of like 2 Kyogres and 2 Wailords, and then all you would do is you would just discard every other card which was a water deck, and then you actually and then you have one more Pokemon, which I think was a what was it? Oh, I can't remember its name. It's like the Fire Moth thing. It's like the pseudo-legendary. I can't remember what its name. Yeah, let me look it up. Volcarona, that's right. Yeah, so I had a Volcarona, and essentially you would put the Volcarona up, and then that will let you recycle all of your energy cards back into your deck. And so you just have this unlimited, and you only really need like 50 energy cards, and then all the rest are just your regular cards that you could just find and buy in any deck. And it was an incredibly cheap deck, and it was very funny because you essentially just beat the enemy with nothing but energy cards. But yeah, like, I know how to play the games. I haven't really been collecting the new cards just because I feel like I like money, and I didn't really get to play with that many people. I would occasionally play with my friend, but I wouldn't like go to events or anything. I think I went to like 2 events, and yeah, I don't know. I didn't really like playing against people I don't know. I felt some of them were really nice people, but other times it was just way too competitive for me, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. But I did like to flex my silly decks, and then I do have like a $500 deck sitting around collecting dust. is this so difficult to draw? Did I ever play Pokemon Duel? Pokemon Duel was my absolute favorite Pokemon game up until they delisted it. No, I played Pokemon Duel so much. That was the first... I think that was probably the first Pokemon mobile game I ever picked up. And yeah, I loved that game. It's essentially a version of Nines Men's Morris, if you know what that is. Or it's like Pokemon chess, but but you would have your Pokemon fight each other, and then it would essentially be a roulette wheel on whether your Pokemon would win or not. But you could also tactically, if you blocked all of the other Pokemon's exits, and you're able to secure your opponent's base to stop them from spawning in their Pokemon, then you would win. It was a very intense game. And I did like it. I should play Pokemon Unite? I wonder why. I shouldn't I? Why am I animating about Pokemon Unite when I could be playing Pokemon Unite? Oh, this head thing, I don't know how it works. There we go. It's an in-between frame, no one's gonna know. Okay, oops. Okay, so the leg's gonna go this way. Alright, let me have a look. What did I miss? One time I bred a Pikachu and had 90 eggs. First egg I hatched was a shiny, no sandwiches, no shiny. No shiny ditto. Dang, that's lucky. Still Shining Hunter, we don't talk about how many fire rabbits I have in my boxes. Valen YT, hello, welcome to the stream. If you unbox the XY decks, do you remember break cards? Yes, I do. Break cards were really cool. Wait, are the break cards the ones that were like you had two different Pokemon and you could join them to create one Mega Pokemon? I can't remember if that's actually what they were called. Or were they just the... Yeah, let me look this up. They were like the gold ones, right? Yes. Yes, the ones that you play on the side and you could like join two together to make one Mega Pokemon. Those were cool. I never got any of those. I never even got the there's a few cards in the there were a few cards in the what's it called? In the Sword and Shield deck where you could actually combine 4 different cards to create one Mega Pokemon. So, and then you could use essentially 8 different moves, or 4 different moves with that Pokemon. So I know there was a Pikachu one, there was a Mewtwo one, I think there was a Phalanx one, from memory? I can't remember. But I never got any of them, because they didn't look too interesting to me, and I also did not have enough desk space to use them properly. Volcarone is not a pseudo-legendary, but it's so... Oh, that's okay. I can't remember if it was a pseudo-legendary or not. Am I a Wings of Fire fan? I don't actually know what Wings of Fire is, sorry. Did you know Psyduck is coming in Pokemon Unite? I do. And I find it kind of insulting that he doesn't turn into Golduck. Like, come on, Golduck is just swag Psyduck. You gotta put him in. Where's my blue duck boy? Alright, let's try and get this head on correct. There we go. Oh, you know what? I'm confusing myself. I've still got the guide up. Where's the guide? Nope, nope. Here it is. Okay. I once encountered a shiny midnight Lycanroc bug. It got away since it used raw. Oh, that's sad. What's my least favorite Pokemon? I hate Greedent. Greedent is my least favorite Pokemon. I feel like it's such a punchable Pokemon. I hate the way it looks at me. Every time it falls out from a tree when I'm shaking the berry bush, I'm just like, I want to punch this thing. This thing looks like it needs to be put out of its misery. I just absolutely hate it. I hate it in Pokemon Unite. It is so annoying. Even if I have a teammate who's a Greedent, I want to kill him. I just hate the way that fat squirrel looks. Squirvet's fine. It's just Greedent that I just can't stand looking at him. Darkrai is also coming to Unite. Yep. Yeah. If I can't have Mega Flygon, no Blue Duck Fuse. Sorry, I didn't make the rules. It's fine. The Psyduck's got the brand recognition. Alright, cool. It's one in between frame. Alright, let me see. Do I need to add any more in betweens? I think that might actually be good. I might just add one more. Just as a motion blur. Because the tail's going to be here as well. Like that. It's a little bit ugly, but oh well. That's all it needs to be. I'm a bit late to respond, but Wings of Fire is basically like warrior cats with dragons instead of cats. Okay. Look, I didn't even know what warrior cats was until like a year ago because one of my best friend is a huge fan of warrior cats and I think Wings of Fire. I have not read any of the books. I'm not a reader, but I know that like her style is completely based off those books. So like whenever she draws anything without a guide, or not a guide, whenever she just draws anything for herself, they look like they're from that series. And I don't know what happens in those series, and I don't know what they look like, but I do know what the art style is because of her drawings. So it's kind of funny, but yeah, I don't know anything about those series, unfortunately. I am not a big reader. Nor audiobook listener, gonna be honest. Okay. Whoops. Oops, it's too big. Okay. Cool, those are Lavatar's triangle holes. Okay, let me just add the eyeliner to this eye. There we go. And then I'm going to start the coloring process. Yeah, I can start responding to a few more messages while I color. Oh, once I can get a roll. Okay, cool. As a former Lucario main in Unite, I always hate greed, and literally the reason I stopped playing Lucario. Fair enough. Did you know that was an official life-size Lucario plush? Yes, and it is so tempting to buy, but I don't have the money to buy it. If I did, I would buy it in a heartbeat. But also just the amount of shipping costs it would take to get to Australia, plus it's like a $500 Lucario, at least in Australia. That's just, too much. But I love the marketing photos that they use. They're just a huge inside joke in my friend group now. Because just, there's some of them that looks like he's just sitting down. He's like, son, we need to talk. And like, they're great. I also just pulled my tooth out. Ouch, that hurts. Hope your tooth is alright, Fenrix. I hope your mouth is okay. My art style is so based around the series. Yeah. Yeah, I think when you've got like, bad example, but I think you've got like the roundish head. I can't draw it because I don't really know the series too well. But it's like this, and then the eyes are kind of small. And then the floofs are like this. And then, like, really bad example because I don't know the style that well. But I feel like if you draw something like that, that's quite Warrior Catsy. Or at least that's how my friend draws it. She draws all of her characters like that. So, yeah. I'm also not a book reader. I really try hard to be done. I don't read books either. Yeah, a lot of people don't read books. I want to get better at animating, but I'm 12 and I don't have a drawing tablet. You can start animating at whatever age. Don't worry about your age. Like, literally, you can start animating when you're... As long as you can pick up a pencil, you can start animating. And you don't really need to... You can start learning even without a tablet. Like... Literally flip books. If you learn how to use a flip book and just draw things there, you can already create some pretty decent animations just on a flip book. And like if you don't have a tablet, if you've got a phone, there's plenty of apps that you can use that what you can do is just draw on a piece of paper, and then you can actually take a photo of the last drawing you used. If you can't afford a tablet, you can probably afford a light box. Light boxes are pretty cheap nowadays, which is essentially just a little box of light that you can put underneath a piece of paper to shine what you drew on the last picture down onto the new piece of paper. And then you can just go ahead and draw that. Like, those are pretty good. I used to animate using that. Yeah, like, it's not too hard. As long as you can flip between your last and current frame, you're usually able to animate some pretty good stuff. So yeah, it's never too early to start, or it's never too late and it's never too early to start animation. You can just practice by just doing, some simple exercises just to get you started. And then essentially all that the computer or a tablet will help you get done is it just makes the process much more streamlined, which will come quite naturally to you once you've learnt the basics. Another program you can use to do animation, you can use Google Slides. If you just make it... I used PowerPoint back in the day. You can just use like simple shapes to do your animation and then just have the slides automatically transition every 0.2 or 0.1 seconds, and then you've just got a little animation there. Recommend Blender. You can get some free models. Yep, Blender's a good way to start learning 3D animation. I wish I started learning Blender sooner. I think with Blender it is a little bit intimidating, but I think just following a few tutorials, you're able to get a hang of it. Right. Pharynx lost 2 teeth. Dang, Pharynx, stop losing teeth, man. If you hate Greedent so much, make an animation about every mod and Unite punching it at least once. You know what? That could be an idea. I don't particularly hate Greedent in Unite. Like, I don't like him just for how he looks, not really how he plays in Unite or anything. Because I hated him ever since he was in Sword and Shield. Just because of the... I hated seeing him fall out of a tree after I'm just trying to get a few berries. Like, that was my biggest pet peeve. And just seeing his stupid face peer out at me. Just like, haha, this is my tree. I'm gonna steal half your berries now. I hated him. I would just animate, like, any Pokemon literally punting the Greedent, like, across like 7 football fields and into the atmosphere, and just absolutely making sure he's dead and gone. Best thing I've drawn so far is the human body. Good job. The human body is the basis for pretty much a lot of your characters. But make sure you draw variations of the body, because otherwise you'll end up like me and you can only draw one type of body, which is thin and lean. By the way, Big, I have a file of a free 3D Pokemon you can use in Blender. Want me to send you a link to it? That's okay. I've got... I usually just use Sketchfab, and there's quite a lot of Pokemon models on there that I can use to reference. Yeah, like, I'm trying to learn Blender, but more for the modeling part, because I'm wanting to use it to make some more original creations as well. Alright. I think that's good. Now I've got to add his funky little tail in. Mom wants to get me a $400 tablet. Yeah, that'd be great. Honestly, if you can get a tablet, get one. And there's so many good cheap options nowadays. Back when I was in high school, the only brand that was there was Wacom, and Wacoms were like super expensive. Like, to get I might actually draw the tail on one of these later frames. Yeah, if you wanted to get a tablet, you had to get a Wacom, and those were the cheapest Wacom you could get was upwards of $800. Or yeah. And that was so expensive. Nowadays, you can get so many, like, decent tablets for under $200. And not even, like, just the ones that... And not even just tablets that are, like... You can get screen tablets for under $200. And that's ridiculous. Like, they've got the bare minimum requirements for you to just be able to draw, and that's really all you really need. Okay. this thing is a little bit strange. It's not going to be the prettiest tail around, but it'll do the job, hopefully. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll do. It's a little bit big, but I can fix that. There we go. Oh. Okay. And now I'm going to shrink and turn that into a graphic symbol and boil it. There we go. Alright. Why are there so many layers? Just for different things. I'm also very messy when it comes to animation, but I use different layers for like if I've got different things that need. So like for example, this layer is just for the eyes. I don't like working on the same layer if I've already done something on it, but I can group the layers together later. But I'm usually very messy when it comes to animation, and I like to do everything on separate layers so that I don't mess up my animation and accidentally do something on a frame that I shouldn't have done it on. Sorry, that was a mess of a sentence, but yeah, it's essentially just to keep it so that I don't have to keep if I do some things on the same layer accidentally, I don't have to try and find where that is and delete it. I can just use the layer for one thing and one thing only, so that if I end up having to move something around, I just pick up the one thing and not multiple things at once. But then I can group everything together. So for example, I might just do it now actually, just to keep things smooth. So what is this? Is this Lucario's reference? Okay, so this is Lucario's reference, so I don't need this layer anymore. Just gonna double check this. Okay. So this, I think, is all Lucario's layer. Oh, but there's some stuff on here as well. Okay, this is actually supposed to go down here. I am a very messy animator. So yeah, this is all Lucario's, so I'm going to grab all of this and group them together. And then I can hide that, yeah. But yeah, I work on many layers because I'm just really messy. Work on lots of layers when you animate, just because it'll keep things clean. But what you should do is group them and keep them. You should group them together and make sure that you're actually working on layers that, working on different layers that actually make sense and that you name and keep track of. Don't do what I do and just make a mess of things, but I'm just lazy. Alright. What's my favorite Pokemon? Goodra is my favorite Pokemon. I love fat dragons. I love the fat dragons. It used to be Dragonite. I love how they look. They look so huggable. And then purple's my favorite color. And I was like, okay, Goodra's the new one now. So yeah, what's my favorite legendary Pokemon? My favorite legendary Pokemon. I keep getting asked this question, and I don't know. Like, probably... I forget its... Hang on. It's either Rayquaza or it's... I completely forget its name. But whoever the final boss of Sword and Shield was... Eternatus, I think it was... Is it called Eternatus? Yeah, Eternatus. Eternatus just looks so funky. So, I guess Eternatus as well. It's just such a funky guy. He's just got so many triangles, and he looks so cool. And he also looks like he was made from... I don't know. I like the art style on him. I like the red outlines. They're cool. We got some Yasas in chat. Ferdo, I wonder... Yeah, I do wonder. What is your favorite Pokemon, Ferdo? Have you ever played Pokemon Brick Bronze? I've never heard of Pokemon Brick Bronze. I don't know if that's a troll or if that's an actual, like, fan game. But I've never heard about that one. What do you mean you love fat dragons? I don't like fat dragons that way. I like... Okay, I don't like fat as in, like, the fetish fat. I like chubby. Okay, I like the round shape, but not the fat part. They just look huggable. What is my favorite Eevee? Y'all are gonna kill me for this, but Vaporeon. Oh my gosh, everyone's just posting so much stuff. I need help on making a profile pic. I'm turning this into an animated I'm turning this from an animating channel to Terraria. I don't know much about Terraria, so I can't really give that much recommendation for that. Pokemon Brick Bronze is a Pokemon game on Roblox with the official models. Okay, cool. I don't really play Roblox, so I probably won't check that out. But, okay, unofficial, my favorite unofficial Pokemon game is Pixelmon, the Minecraft mod. Up until Arceus, I think, yeah, up until Pokemon Arceus, I think Pixelmon was my favorite way to play Pokemon. Just to be able to play Minecraft and Pokemon at the same time was great. And to just have roaming Pokemon everywhere you go was amazing. Guys, shut up. Look, I liked Vaporeon before the meme was a thing. If I didn't have to pick Vaporeon, it would be Sylveon. Like, I just like my water dog, okay? By the way, for Minecraft, get Cobblemon instead of Pixelmon. The Pokemon look more blocky and Minecraft related. I didn't mind the fact that they didn't look like pixelated. I liked the weird round things in Minecraft. That wasn't too much of an issue for me. Alright, Fenrinks, have a good one. You guys. I can't say that I have a favorite Pokemon, otherwise it just gets destroyed. Okay, pretty much close to completion with Larvitar. I'm just gonna quickly add the tail in this version. And I'm just going to rotate it. this way as well. Okay. It doesn't really add much, but oh well. Alright, and last few things before I finish up with Lavatar, I'm going to quickly blur these frames as he's running past the camera to make it look like he's whizzing past. Like this. Just add some depth. There we go, cool. Why is Lucario missing the hair? Oh, I just hid the layer, don't worry. Is there somewhere? Where is the hair? There it is. Okay, this should actually go into this folder. Why is it down here? Alright, there we go. Now he's got his hair back. Okay. So, I think that's Lavatar done. Let's go to Ho-Oh. Ho-Oh's going to be interesting, though, because I haven't actually finished him. I've still got to do his feet. Alright, let's find Ho-Oh. There he is. Also, I decided to give him the Dark Lord skin, and that was a mistake, because now all of the parts that he's going to be in are going to be so much more complicated to animate now. But it's fine. I can do this to myself. Alright, let's get those leggies straightened up. I'm going to redraw those legs. I mean the foot. Why did Lavatar and Lucario go the different ways? Just for cinematics. Pretty much. I'm not really keeping track. I'm just trying to make it look cool. So, yeah. Although he's running the other way, it doesn't matter. I think if I think it's gonna change it later, I can just move him to the other side of the screen. But yeah, I should have planned ahead and thought of that first. But honestly, I just thought the cinematic of them running past the camera is cooler. But I can probably swap the location of Bulbasaur and Lavatar to make Lucario and Lavatar run the same way. Okay. Copy this across, flip it, and there we go. What do I do next? Let me thinky winky. Alright, I'm gonna distribute everything to a layer first. There we go. Now... Oh yeah, okay, I've got to animate the wings. I'm gonna try and be lazy again and not actually redraw the wings each frame, but I'm going to try and flip them Because I don't want to spend too long on this project. So I'm going to start by having the wings up like this. Actually, you know what? I can just do it on one side and then copy it over to the next. So let's try hand animating it first. And if that doesn't work, I'm going to cheat. Alright, so it goes down a little bit first. And then like this. And then I'm going to flip this around. And then rotate this inwards like this. It looks alright. I'll keep it for now. It's not the cleanest looking, but that's fine. Okay. And then that slowly goes back up like this. I'll look at chat in a sec. I'm just gonna try and get this animation looking right first. Okay. And then lifts back up like this, but still in this position. And then almost done. And then this goes back up like this, and I'm going to copy these frames, move them here, and essentially I'm just going to move this down, flatten this a little bit, and move this over here. Oopsies. Just like here. Alright. Hopefully that looks decent. Alright, not quite. This back wing needs to flatten. Yeah, I'm going to draw a unique frame for this one. Otherwise it's going to look ugly. And just a few feathers coming out from here. Like that. Cool. And then I will delete this one. Add this one here. I hope that looks good. Almost. Okay. I'm going to redo this frame. This one's going to go down here, actually. All right. Interesting. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna have this frame here anymore. And I think I've raised this too high, so I'm going to fix this up a little bit by moving that down, this down this way. All right. That's pretty good. Okay, I'm just gonna retime everything now. And okay. Is this and this frame the same? It is. Okay, I'm gonna cut this out. Okay, almost done. Sorry, this is a little bit of a long process, but I need all my brain power for this one. I'll check chat in a second. I'll do. Okay, I'm gonna copy this over and duplicate it. Cool, alright. That should be done. Yep, cool. Now I've just got to make him move up and down and we'll be done for that. Alright, what did I miss? Gosh, you guys talked so much while I was busy. Why don't you make an extra scene where Lavatar went back to where Lucario have gone? You know, typical players who don't plan on which lane bad, they're just awkward. That's a good idea, actually. I probably won't do that just because that's going to be a little bit extra work. I might just have... Yeah, I might actually just have Lavatar run the other way. I might just swap him where the Bulbasaur is, so it just makes it a bit more consistent from where he runs. Yeah, I didn't really think about that, gonna be honest. Why does every Mon but Lucario have red eyes? Are they all possessed? No, it's supposed to be like intimidating teammates. And it's also just to add the extra, make them look extra funny, and then just make Lucario look absolutely like he does not know where he is. And this is random, but should I make a rap song or an R&B song? Do a rap. Rap's good. Oh, I see. Cap already answered that question. Work smarter, not harder. Yep. Animating surely involved min-maxing the work. Yep. I'm literally just doing I'm doing what needs to be done to essentially make it look good enough. I try and, yeah, I put more effort into the scenes that need more effort, but yeah, for this one, especially wings, I hate animating wings, especially Ho-Oh's wings, because they're just like there's 3 different parts to it, and I just don't really want to have to deal with all those feathers. How many Pokemon plush do you have? Let me see. I think I've got maybe 6 or so. I'm in crippling debt, same. Yep, I got Ho-Oh's nice outfit. Who is the best pseudo-legendary? I don't think I know that many pseudo-legendaries. I'm probably going to say one and it's going to be like, oh, that's not a pseudo-legendary, but oh well. Alright, bye Lucario. Lucario's gone. You want a Clefable plush? Hey, did you know we all know the legendary birds are 1, 2, and 3, but Gen 2, the 3 continues. Raikou is 1 based on the symbols on their heads. Entei is 2, and Suicune is 3. What do you mean the legendary birds are 1, 2, 3? Like, do they have... like, they have a 1, 2, and 3 on their heads or something? Do I still have the Chillet? Yes, I still have my massive Chillet, and he is very comfy. I have a giant Chillet, and I keep him beside my bed every night, and he is very comfy. Yeah. Clario's back from the shower. Nice. Fun fact, Decidueye and Slick... how do I say that? Is it Skeledridge? Became ghost types because in the early versions of their development they became depressed, and I'm gonna assume that's commit game and self game KYS, but instead of dying they evolved. Nice. How did you learn to animate fighting animations, like the poses and gestures itself? Good question, Dylan. So, specifically with fighting, it's a mixture of many things. So first, stick figures are a great way to just experiment, because they're very easy to move around and manipulate. Something else I would highly recommend, depending research on what type of martial art that you want to fight. There's quite a lot of them, and they all have very complex names. But essentially, there's pretty much the ones you want to focus on would be, do you want to do more Kung Fu style moves? Then you can look up a lot of the Wuxia moves. If you want to learn if you want to look up videos of like people doing Wing Chun, that's a lot of very flashy cinematic type moves. The only martial art I've studied in is Muay Thai, which I think if you want to learn how to do fighting, take one class of any martial art and just learn how to do stances. And I think feet and whatever your foot movements are the most important part of fighting. Like the reason some fight poses look so good and others don't is usually because where the feet are placed. You need to learn where your feet, where your hands should be at all times. There's reasons for where they should be. It's not just you put them to the side. No, you have to hold them up so close towards your face for both offensive and defensive reasons. Yeah, so just look up different videos and just see how they move. And then I think the way I animate fight scenes is probably not the smartest way to do it, but the way I do it is I essentially draw out each frame as if I was that character, and essentially have them react how I would react in that situation, with the caveat of, oh, this character needs to get punched in this scene, so I'm going to have him hold his hand up but then slightly move it out of the way just at the last second so he can get hit and so and so. So yeah, that's just how I do my fight scenes. So just take one lesson of any martial art you want, and you'll just learn, and just look up videos, watch any of the Ip Man movies if you want that sort of flashy, super... Yeah, everyone was Kung Fu fighting, essentially. Everybody was Kung Fu fighting. Yeah, essentially just go ahead and just watch a lot of kung fu movies, watch a lot of demonstrations of people on YouTube. They're quite easy to find. I would watch a lot of taekwondo and karate, as they are quite flashy sports, especially with the kicks. And I know my weak point is I can't kick very well, but like with a lot of like the animations that I make, kicks are so flashy, they're so cool to look at. So I usually look up a lot of karate moves and a lot of taekwondo moves to figure out where legs should be for kicks and types and stuff like that. I did not study martial arts just for the Lucario and Anubis fight, no. I did do martial arts. I did Muay Thai for 2 years. This is because there was like a dojo right next to my school. So, yeah, I think in my last 3 years of school, I essentially decided with my friends, hey, let's just pick up Muay Thai because there's a dojo right there. But yeah, all the information that I've learnt from those lessons, I carry over to my animations, just to get the posings right and to learn how the characters are supposed to move. So yeah. And also, it was a lot of fun. It got my body in shape, and yeah, it's good. Can confirm about the foot movement in martial arts, but doing over 10 years. Dang, that's a long time. I would like to go back into doing martial arts, but honestly, I just don't have the money to really commit to anything at the moment. But I would love to go back to doing Muay Thai. That or BJJ. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu looks like a lot of fun. I did do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for a bit, and it's a lot of fun to do, but it's a very intensive sport or martial art. I'd eat a magic carp. Yeah. It is a carp, though. And carps are not known to be the most edible. Alright, so that's Absol's idle animation done. Now I've got to have him fly off into the distance. So this is where things are going to get interesting. I'm going to have to retime all these as well. You know what? Before I make anyone else mad, I'm going to put all of Lavatar's items in this folder, and then I'll flip him around. Is he self-contained? He is pretty self-contained. Okay, I might be able to just... Excuse me. Might be able to put him in his own little file. And then what I can do is hide this. Make a new layer. Plop him in here. Transform, flip horizontal. Oopsies. Now he should just run the other way. Hopefully. There we go. Okay, and then I cut him off here. Yeah, I might have to retime Lucario's animation though, because I don't want Lavatar to block the Lucario as he falls down. So I'll work on that later. I might change the order of when people run off. I gotta move the Bulbasaur though. Is this the Bulbasaur? Yes. Put the Bulbasaur like right here. Searching Chinese martial arts video is hard because it's mainly in Bilibili. Not really. If you look, just look at there's a few good martial arts YouTubers out there. I forget their names, but there's quite a few that actually study like different martial arts. I think one's called Sensei Seth, and he actually he what he does is he goes in and studies different martial arts and just how their effectiveness is. I recently discovered capoeira, and capoeira is so cool. It's a dancing style of fighting. And it is so cool. There's lots of flips, there's lots of kicks. I don't know if it's going to be very practical, but it looks sick. And yeah, I would love to have a character that does capoeira to fight, because I feel like that would be so much fun to animate. Alright, I'm going to get rid of Absol temporarily. Where's Absol? There's Absol. Okay. And I'm just going to focus on the swoop of Ho-Oh. Okay, there's not too many frames, so I don't think it should take too long. But we'll see what we can do. I might be able to cheat again. Yeah, I can definitely cheat on this frame. What I mean by that is I can go in here and essentially line up the existing body parts together. The only thing I have to redo is the wings. Wait, hang on. If Pallet and Pokemon collabed, there would be a new Pokemon named the Remington 900. It would be a one shot every time Pokemon, and if it hits a Pokemon, it would be permanently fainted. Nice. Are you self-taught animator, or did you learn by a tutor? I'm genuinely curious. I sucked at drawing and can't animate. Teach me your ways. Self-taught. So I never actually had an animation tutor for anything. I hated my art teacher in school. Oh, crap. Hang on a minute. Have I got the glitch? I've got the glitch. Give me a sec. I'm going to have to restart animate. Yep, there it goes. Animate crashed. Alright. That's the first crash of the stream. Yeah, so I'm self-taught. Pretty much, like I said before, stick fighting community pretty much taught me anything. There's tons of good YouTube videos that'll teach you how to do animation. But like stick figures are a great way to just sort of let loose and just try different things. And then yeah, if you just post your progress on there, it's always quite easy to sort of learn. And yeah, a lot of it comes from experience as well. But like, yeah, if you manage to find an animation tutor, I don't know how many of those are actually going to would exist, but yeah, like yeah, finding a tutor to teach you just the basics of, like, I think the most important thing you can learn is the 12 principles of animation, and I'm pretty sure every animation teacher will tell you that. But honestly, the best way to learn them is to just animate and just to see what works and what doesn't work. Like if it doesn't look good to you, then it's probably because you need to fix it. And trying to figure out why an animation looks the way it does is an important part of animation. Because yeah, sometimes you'll animate something and you think, yeah, this frame looks good, but why doesn't it look smooth, or why doesn't it not look great? And sometimes just knowing when to break a model and when to draw things in a way that don't really look good as a still frame, but it looks good in motion, I think is very important. Because with animation, you are trying to make it look good, but the main thing you're trying to do is you're trying to sell a motion to the viewer. And yeah, when you try and sell emotion to the viewer, sometimes you might need to break your rules of drawing. And yeah, sometimes it's, yeah, when you're drawing for animation, you need to learn to sacrifice a few things. And I think sacrificing your drawings is one of the most important parts of animation. Sorry, went on a bit of a ramble. I'm gonna just draw these wings in quickly. This is a bad example of me doing animation, by the way, because I'm literally not doing the first two things you should be doing in animation, which is drawing your keyframes. I'm literally just going in blind and hoping that it looks good. But I'm mostly doing that just because I think if I just draw over the same frame multiple times, it'd be quite boring. And also, I'm quite lazy. So, I think when you've done it for a while, you sort of know where everything goes. And because I'm not really following a character guide or anything, yeah, I think with most online animators nowadays, they don't, to save time, they skip a few steps in the traditional animation process just to get things done as quickly as possible. And it also gives it a unique style of being quite loose. And so the models aren't really important because you're just trying to present an idea to make it look funny, which it gives it its own unique style. Whoopsies. Okay, why did that all go green? Okay, I think that's good. Okay, let's see. What else has people said? Spin. Crashed as soon as I joined. Am I cursed? Oh no, Elliot Bob, you're not. Don't worry, it's completely fine now. We're back on track. You should make some tutorial videos on how you draw and animate. I plan to. I want to, I'm sort of just using the streams as sort of a teaching guide at the moment, but I would like to do some more proper scripted videos so I can get my thoughts in order, because I think when I'm focusing on animating while talking, there's only so much I can really say while trying to focus. I'm also not very good with saying what I want to say, and I usually need to have a think about like if the words I'm using are correct and explain my ideas properly, or if they're just random crap I'm sputtering out. But yeah, I would like to do some actual animation videos down the line, because I think they could be helpful. The main thing is I want to try and find an animation software to teach or I want to use an animation software that's probably not Animate, just because of how fishy Adobe has been lately. And the last thing I want to do is promote a company that is essentially stealing from artists, which I don't really want to be a part of. So I think once I find an animation software that I think can teach you the basics of animation and do it well, and I can produce something in it that looks good, then I want to start making tutorials for that. But yeah, I'm only using Animate at the moment just because unfortunately, it's the easiest program for me to use right now. And because I've put so many years into it, I can just streamline all my animation processes so easily. Ooh, okay. What else? What have people been talking about? Did you know that Pokemon got banned in Turkey because a kid climbed on top of a tall building and yet Charizard? Long story short, he jumped off and... Oh, gosh. What Bro, that kid had issues if he believes he can be a Charizard like that. Charizard. Oh, shut up. Shut up, Lucario. Welcome, Ho-Oh. Welcome to the stream. We're animating you at the moment. Elliot Bob is my brother. Oh, okay. English or Spanish? I speak English. Wings of Ho-Oh don't have the same height. Do they not have the same height? I'm sort of pushing them in to try and emphasize the next movement, which is going to be a long sweep. Yeah, I think they might be a little bit... No, they'll look alright. I might squish them in slightly. There we go. Let's try and get that. What's my favorite Pokemon? Gudra, I explained before. Is it easy, but it costs money on my poor? Okay. AI is already stealing enough from artists. Yeah, AI is not great. They can't... Like, I'm glad that the internet is aware enough to know that AI bad, but I know a lot of companies... I feel very sorry for... I guess because it also relates to me, but I feel sorry for a lot of the actual animators losing their jobs because of AI. Like, that really sucks. And yeah, just the big companies, essentially, they've got so much money already, and they don't want to spend it on actual talent, so of course they're just going to use AI, because it's the money-making method. Why spend $250,000 on some guy to just draw concept art when I could just get AI to do it? It's just so messed up, man. Not realizing that the concept art that they're going to be using is probably stolen from like several different artists who did not give permission for them to use, and probably could have used a job. Yeah, it just sucks. I'm hoping that some companies... I know Nintendo has been pretty... I know Nintendo has been not vocal, but they did say, like, we're not interested in AI, so I think that's a big win for Nintendo, going like, yeah, we don't want AI in our lives, and yeah. I think when you've got companies that don't purely focus on money, which is not a lot of companies nowadays, Nintendo is... I think Nintendo is probably still one of the companies that, like, they half know what they're doing and half don't know what they're doing. Like, they're great to their... I feel like they're great to their workers and their player base, but they just have no idea how to do anything social media related, and just have no PR people that know what they're doing. But, oh well. I dare you to speak in your best American accent for the rest of the stream. I don't have an American accent. I haven't... How would I do an American accent? Bro, if I do any accent, I'm gonna get cancelled. So like... I don't... I can't do an American accent. I'm stuck with this voice. I'm gonna be stuck with the Australian accent for life. It's too strong. There are so many different American accents. True. I know some people can just swap between an American accent and a... I guess I've got to... I just can't think of the words that I need to say in order to get an American accent. Yeah. I'm just gonna be stuck with whatever I can pronounce in my own language. I can't even speak English properly. How am I gonna speak fake English if I can't even speak real English? uh people keep saying to continue the accent. I can't continue the accent. It's not that great, but I'll try my best to keep the American accent up. I'll later go and watch some baseball and get a hot dog from the I can't. I'm so sorry. Yes, Ho Ho does in fact say, "Hello, I'm John America from the country of New York City. Yeehaw." There we go. Oh mate, hello, I'm John America from the country of New York City. Yeehaw. Oh my gosh. John Park is calling. John Pork is calling. Go watch the soccer. How would I do it? Okay, what other American accents? Like, I can think of them, but I don't know how I would do them. I love the Southern American accents, but I don't know how I would do them. Wait, is it South American? I can't remember. Juby, just talk like I do when you hear me in voice chat. So guys, look at yeah. I'm sorry for calling you out like that, Skittles. Alright, why is... What have I done? What is this one? Oh, crap. Michigan is that, but you're just plugging your nose. Okay. Gosh, I'm learning so much about America, a country I've never been to. Alright. I'm gonna do the other side of the wing, and then I'm gonna have the Ho-Oh do the swoop. Okay, I might need to add a few extra frames just for the actual swooping motion, but oh well. Yep. This is now the American stream for the American audience. I could also just speak in Thai and absolutely no one would understand what I'm saying. If they had Arceus Unite, I swear I would cry. I don't know what they could add. Also, is it true that they're not going to add any more EXmon? Or was that just like a clickbait title that I saw somewhere? Okay, oh, I gotta add Ho-Oh's tail. Crap, I gotta add Ho-Oh's tail. Oh, not another funky tail I have to add. If I ever make a 4th episode, make the jungler steal a Bunnelby, which triggers the laners. I've sort of got that in this. Not sure if I'll ever make a 4th one, but if I ever do, or if there's something big that happens that warrants me making a 4th one, then I probably will. But we'll see. Just speak in Thai for the next 10 minutes. ไม่เอาอ่ะเดี๋ยวไม่มีคนที่จะเข้าใจเลยอ่ะถ้าเราพูดในไทยนี่แปลว่าแบบทุกคนจะไม่มีใครจะเข้าใจเลยโอเคไม่เป็นไรเดี๋ยวเราจะก็เลยเราจะวาดโฮโอให้เป็นให้สวยที่สุดแล้วก็เดี๋ยวเราจะต่อไปเราจะคิดว่าเราจะเพิ่มสีที่นี่แล้วก็เดี๋ยวจะอีกเฟรมต่อไปเราจะให้ลงแล้วก็จะบินผ่านกล่องแล้วก็จะI can't think of the words. Yeah, no one's gonna understand what I'm saying because I'm just speaking Thai. No one understands Thai here. I think Thailand is like the 5th country that is like the 5th most country that watches me. So I've got a few of my audience in check, but yeah. Alright, see you later, Frosty. Who told them to speak in enchanting table language? Is Thai the enchanting table? Okay, come on, fill in wing. There we go. Why am I coloring? I should be animating. Being chilling. No, that's not Thai. They should try nerfing all of them and getting rid of the EX tag. They're making them the same power level as every other Pokemon. Yeah, I can understand that they added I can understand why they added them because it's like it's legendary Pokemon. We got to make them feel like a legendary, but also legendary Pokemon don't feel like legendary Pokemon anymore. I'm sorry, Pokemon Company, but if you're just going to give away legendary Pokemon and not let people work for it, then I don't really think you should add them. Like, is it just me, or do you guys miss the time where they actually made you they made the legendaries difficult to catch and didn't just give them to you outright? Like, Mewtwo and Mew were so cool because they were Pokemon that you had to go out and actively look for, and they were difficult to catch. And then now it's just, oh, you want a legendary Pokemon? Well, here's a dog with a sword. Hey, just play the game once and you'll get it. Or hey, you want a free legendary mon? Like, I guess they did it. They sort of did it with the I can't remember all of their names, but like Wolchian and the fish and stuff. They sort of did that in Scarlet Violet, but it still didn't feel very difficult to get them. I don't know. I kind of miss the days of like having to go and explore, and then you'll randomly come across a Pokemon, and then if you failed to get it, it's gone. Take Lavaty's tail and recolor it and remove some lines to Ho-Oh, and it saves time. I've actually got Ho-Oh's tail made already, so I can probably use that. I just need to do it on a different angle. It's a little bit different as well. It's a little more stringy than Lavatar's, so I don't think I could actually recolor it. I know I've got my priorities all over the place, but oh well. Okay, hang on. I remember freaking out when I heard the beeple beeple in Pokemon Crystal trying to catch Entei. The legendary Beeple Beeple. Okay. What does the... You know what, I'm just gonna guess what the back looks like. I'm not even gonna look up a reference. It's gonna be on screen for less than half a second. No one's gonna care. Zoom. Alright. I love your art style. Thank you, Sechaba. Very nice. I remember hunting down Entei and Raikou by constantly looking in the decks to see their current location. Oh. Wait, could you actually find some of the dogs just by, like, looking at their deck's location? I thought you just had to, like, run through the grass until one of them eventually appeared. I thought it was, like, a random chance thing. But I remember, like, when I found out, I had to just run through the same patch of grass with, like, a bunch of different repels. I think it was, like, a super repel or something. But, yeah. Everyone's favorite version of Minecraft. I can't remember what the numbers are, but whatever the one where they added the caves, because that's the last one I played. Question, Koraidon or Miraidon? I would say I like both, but for like I feel like both have benefits and both have really cool design elements and both have like not great design elements. I think I like Miraidon better, but I think that's just mainly because I like purple. However, Koraidon has a really cool shiny. And I think maybe it's just because I don't like how Koraidon runs, maybe? It's a weird gripe, but I'm not a huge fan of how he runs. And I do like the techno aesthetic more than the ancient aesthetic, I guess. I think the thing that looks like techno stuff is cool. But I don't like how Miraidon looks in his, like, ultimate form. I don't know, his final form. It looks a bit sus. I will say, though, I do like how the... I really like... I like how the, what are they called? The Area Zero Mon? I much prefer the ones that are that look more caveman than the ones that look techno. The techno ones just kind of look really boring and really bland. Like, they could have... Like, I get that they're trying to make a consistent art style, but some of them just look so bland and, like, stripped away, I guess. And, like, when I think techno, I want cool-looking Pokemon, not just plain iPhone-looking Pokemon. I want some character in them. And, yeah, I felt like a lot of them just had, like, floaty body parts and lots of LEDs, whereas they really made the caveman-looking ones look actually really cool. I like how Game Freak wasn't done with Gen 10 yet, so they gave us random legend. They gave random legends game to distract us for our 2-second, for our 2-second attention span. Look, if it's good and if it's on the Nintendo Switch 2 and it doesn't run like garbage, and they actually like take inspiration from the better game, then yeah, I would say it could be really good. Like Arceus was really good when it came out, and I did really like it. And so if they just make like Arceus but actually run better, and the story was okay, but could do a little bit better with the story. But if they just make it more open world, give you less restrictions, and I think if they can take a note from Power World and just let you ride any Pokemon, or give all the Pokemon that are in there some sort of ability that you can use without having them just fight. Because all they really did was just battle or collect materials for you, and you could only ride some certain Pokemon. If they could just change it to make you ride any Pokemon that would be rideable and give any other Pokemon, and give all the other Pokemon some sort of ability that makes them unique and makes you want to keep them around, then I feel like that would be a great way to have that game run. And like, that shouldn't be too hard. Like, I don't think I'm asking for too much, especially from the richest company in the world. Area Zero theme goes hard. Yeah, I do really like... I like most of the music from Scarlet and Violet. I still feel like Sword and Shield has my favorite OST, though. I feel like there were so many banger songs in Sword and Shield. Like, the game wasn't great, but they were really on point with all the music in that game. Scarlet and Violet has some good songs, but I think just the overworld music is quite grating at times and can get really repetitive, and also the music that they use for the main city, or is it the school, is just so boring and it gets so repetitive. But like, all the Battlefield themes are always really good. Cave Paradox Mons are so much cooler, but I do like Miraidon more than Koraidon. Yeah, same. I'm the same. I'm with you on that, Simolf. Yeah. Okay, let's see. How am I gonna do this? Alright, I need to bring up a picture now. Oh, Legend Arceus has the Volo theme, which is my favorite of all time. That's a good one. Did you know that in every game that came out before Diamond and Pearl, you could use cut on grass patches to get rid of the grass? I did not know that. Is that real? Could you actually use cut in the grass to cut the grass? Huh, I actually did not know that. That's a cool fact. Hello, Cool Life. Welcome to the stream. Huh, interesting. I did not know you could do that with the grass. Alright, shoop. Hang on, how does this work? Alright, I'm gonna go into focus mode for a bit and try and get this wing thing done. I'll be with you back in a sec. Okay, I'm just gonna try and get the body proportions correct first. And he's got a little belt thing on his tummy. So... I'm just gonna do that. And... I think that's all, and then I'm just going to add a leg here. Like this. And then the back wing. Like so. And then this is just going to be the tail. Alright, cool. So I've got the keyframes down. I might add one more frame at least here. Just for an in-between this and this pose, because that's quite fast. And I might have to sketch this one out, because I don't know if I can freeball this one. Okay. Let's give this a go. Driftel City has to be my favorite OST. Yeah, that's a good one. I'm off to bed. Alright, see you later, Elliot Blob, sorry. Have a good one. I'll probably be wrapping up soon as well, after I finish this Ho-Oh maybe. Okay, and I've got to do the wings, which are going to come out here and look very big and very epic. Like so. And then I want this wing to go down here like that. And he's got a little hair doodads. And alright, how's this little, his massive collar is supposed to go like this. And then he's got his tail here. Alright, cool. That's that sketched out. Now I can actually line it. Let's go. So yeah, there's a little bit of a mess on my screen, but I will try and figure out. I know what I'm looking at. Oh, welcome, Senor J. If you go to Unblock Games 6X on PC and search for Pokemon, you can play all the Pokemon games. Oh, okay, cool. You know what else goes hard? Lose Some Minds Battle Theme. I don't think I've... I don't think I've heard very many tracks from... I've probably heard them in the background, but I don't actually know that many tracks from the Sun and Moon games. Zooming. Alright. I'm gonna add a few smear frames just for fun. Oh, a few smears. Sorry, not smear frames. And then got a little badge here. And he's got his arm. Oh, actually, it's supposed to go up and in first. And then out. Everybody's saying hi. I like the Unite OST. No, you don't. No one likes the Unite OST. One of the worst Pokemon OSTs to ever exist. Like... I don't know if I can think of a Pokemon game that has a worse OST than Unite. Like, I play with the game muted just because, like, they could add, like, maybe just a few more songs, right? Like, I don't think it'd be too hard to ask the Pokemon Company to add just a couple extra songs to, like, their mobile games. Also, has anyone played, I think it's called Masters EX? Like, I don't think I'd ever get into that game because it's like I think it's a gacha game and a turn-based, which I'm not super into. But, like, I feel like with that one, I can see, just from, like, the trailers, I don't know if this is actually in-game, but, like, from the trailers, it looks like they've got, like, proper voice actors for all of the trainers, and, like, it looks like there's actual effort put into that game. I could be wrong. Like, I've never actually played it, and I don't actually think I've ever seen any screenshots of the game or anything. But just from the trailers, like, they've got actual voice actors doing all the voices for the characters, and I'm like, why are they putting this much effort into their mobile game? Like, it's a mobile game. Why can't you put voice actors of your characters in your actual game? And I know they do... I'm pretty sure... I've looked up, like, the music, and I'm pretty sure they do, like, remixes of, like, trainers' themes, and they sound good. And I'm like, why can't you do something like that for, like, your mainline Pokemon games or Pokemon Unite or something? Like, I don't think it'd be too much to ask a billion-dollar company to just hire some voice actors. Yeah. It's not all voice acted. Alright, that's a shame. Well, at least in the trailers, they're voice acted, and I'm like, dang, I want to try this game just to hear the characters voice acted. Because, like, some of them are really cool characters. And, like, they gave Hop a voice, which Hop, I hate Hop. But they gave him a voice, and so I'm like, okay, he's slightly more likable now. And they gave, like, Leon. They all have, like, generic anime voices, but it's still something. But, oh well. Oh, thank you for subscribing, Eric Wilson. Welcome to the flock. Alright, so, I'm about to finish up. I forgot Ho-Oh's hair here. Why do you hate Hop? You know what? Hate's a strong word. Over the years, he's okay, but he's just like the generic trainer that just wants to fight you at every corner. You know what? I feel like, okay, Hop is not that bad. I would say Nimona is way worse. Wait, is her name Nimona? I can't remember. Wait, who's your rival in Sword and Shield? I hated her way more. Yeah, Hop is just kind of like a sad guy who's trying his best, but he just continuously fails. So, like, I think I did feel sad for Hop at the end, but honestly, he has, like, nothing to his name, just because you just defeat him and he's just got no Pokemon to stand a chance. Oh yeah, Hop has a really good theme, I do like. But yeah, I really did not like Nimona. I guess... Wait, who's the Eevee girl? The Eevee girl was also pretty bad. Like, I think... everyone except for... Arvin kind of sucked in that friend group. Like, Nimona is just the always too confident, kind of tricky girl who just wants to fight you all the time and is just annoying. Arvin's actually got a decent story to his name, and he's like, he loses either his mum or dad, and like goes through a lot. And then Penny is just a secret agent that was just a twist villain the entire time, and also has nothing to her name. And it's just like, what is this friend group? I would be friends with Arvin and no one else. Kieran was actually pretty good in the DLC. I have not played the DLC yet. I haven't actually purchased the DLC, so I have no clue what's actually in there. Alright, see you later, Daily Clips. But I do know that the hairstyle in the new game, I could not get over the hairstyle. Just the crossed fringe looked so goofy, and I'm like, no, I'm not buying this DLC. I don't care if people said it's good. That goofy haircut, I'm just like, nah. I ain't about that. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna have her raise up a little bit so that he can swoop down. And then I might just draw the tail in myself here. Alright, and I realize I gotta go and grab the tail from the other shot to add to this one. So I can get the colors and stuff. Alright. I am going to open the shot with the Battle Pass Riz in it. Alright, where is it? Here it is. New of animation. How long have you been animating? Alright, see a photo. I have been animating for... professionally? I started in 2020, so 4 years now. But I started animating, like, from just creating stuff when I was about 15. So, I guess 9 years now. Gosh, I feel old. Alright, let me grab Ho-Oh's tail. Whoops, that's not Ho-Oh's tail. Nope, where is it? Here it is. You don't like that Ho-Oh's face? I will post a preview of this later if you join the Discord. Because I post all of my work in progress shots there. But that is one of my favorite. That was one of my favorite shots to animate. Okay, and then now I've got to do the chore of lining it up with every other frame. Yeah, that's about right. And then this one just a little bit up. And this one just a little bit more down. And then this one down even more. And then this one's almost touching the same one, just slightly up a bit. Okay, that should look alright. Yeah, that looks okay. Nice. Dang, Skittle started animating when he was young. Well done. Well, you're gonna grow much faster than I am. The younger you start, the better you get when you're older, so you get more experience. But yeah. Now I'll play the shot to show you what I got for this one, and then I'll post a work in progress shot later. But yeah.
Hey, bro, chill. Just let me cook, all right?
What the heck do you mean let you cook? You have a rocky habit for crying out loud.
Don't worry
Just
about
get on
that,
with your
bro.
go.
I'm the
I
new
can do this.
X-Mon, all right?
They always say the
I
same.
got that battle
Just
plan
because I'm the new
fixed.
X-Mon, I'm gonna carry the game.
Hell,
But they always
I'm gonna carry it, man. Don't worry, man. I'm gonna carry this game so hard. If you can go get on res, bro, that's the beauty of it.
And then I'll die immediately again.
Jeez,
It
okay,
happens all the time.
okay,
You don't know when to
Mr.
resurrect me.
Pokemon.
Now,
There we go. Yeah, this was fun to animate. But yeah, it's not quite finished. I've got to add a few extra things and then it'll be done. Senor J, you missed your own recording. Oh, hang on. I need to go back and I need to grab that tail again so I can get into the same position. Alright, and then this frame, I'm gonna go ahead, add the tail in here, and another tail, and another one here. Then here, and then none. Alright. Did you edit the audio as well? Not talking about the stitching together. I did edit the audio a little bit, but it was mostly just volumes. The audio was pretty much just taken from my Discord members, and then just those were the best. I just took the best two. Actually, no, I took a few takes and sort of stitched together the best ones. But yeah, there was a lot more incoherent rambling going on that I had to cut out because yeah, the shot I didn't want the shot to go on for too long. But yeah, I just cut it so it needed to be as short it was, but hopefully people can get some fun out of that. You know what? I'm going to focus on doing the wings first. I cannot see what I'm working on. There we go. Okay. Fill in these gaps. Or hopefully fill in these gaps. There we go. Ah, sorry, I got a bit of a clogged throat today. I had to remove that, unfortunately, Senor. I was planning on ending it, but I felt it was funnier to just have them ramble on and cut mid-ramble. Wasn't there supposed to be a joke in which the camera moves away in the middle of the conversation? That's sort of. There was supposed to be. It wasn't this shot. There was actually a different shot. I think it was with the Larvitar and the Lucario, where the Larvitar just goes on and on and on and on. But I think I'm gonna change that shot to something else. But no, the Ho-Oh one. The Ho-Oh and Absol one just has them arguing while there's a Inteleon stealing their jungle in the background. Oops. That's not the right color. Bruh, pick the right color, please. There we go. What? Am I on the wrong layer again? I am. Oh, cool. Thank you, Eddie, for subbing. Welcome to the flock, which is now what I'm calling my subscribers. Whoops. Alright, there we go. It seems that I have a lot of birds in my room. I've got 2 birds outside, and they like to scream. I think my mic might occasionally pick them up because they like to, when they hear my voice, they get excited, but they're in the other room. I do say hello to them. I do look after them. They're just very attention hungry, and when I don't spend time with them, they scream. Actually, no. Even when I do spend time with them, they scream. They just love to scream. Screaming is like their favorite activity, and sometimes it just gets a bit annoying. Okay, that's the tail done. I do live in the wild. I live in the forest in a little tree house. All the birds that you hear are just the wildlife around me and the classic Australian wildlife. We've got galahs, we've got cockatoos, we've got the occasional kookaburra that comes by. And they all enjoy screaming into the mic and interrupting my streams. Welcome back, Thomas. Yeah. I love they haven't nerfed me yet, and I won't revive you. Not sure if that made it to the cut. Unfortunately, I don't think I had to remove both of those because they didn't quite fit. Yeah, I had to remove quite a lot of good lines just because they didn't quite fit into the time frame. But oh well. But I think the idea got across pretty well. You also live next to a forest. Nice. Living next to a forest is very nice. Except when there's things that aren't nice. Like spiders. There are so many dangerous spiders in Australia that we have a list of spiders that you should not ever approach, and they just occasionally, when you're just walking in the bush, sometimes you just come across them and you just go like, oh, that's a huntsman, or that's a St. Andrew's cross. You don't want to mess with that thing. I think those two are not poisonous, but they're just freaking terrifying to look at, so I just avoid them anyway. Your dad collects spiders like Pokémon? No. I would not go near your father. I do have an uncle, and he has pet spiders that he lets loose in his house. And he lives down in the southern part of Australia. Wait, is it southern? Where's Adelaide? I forget where Adelaide is, but he lives down, I can't remember if it's north or south of where I am, but he lives in a place called Adelaide, and they're known for having lots of wine, and because you live, and it's quite a remote part of Australia, but yeah, it's essentially extremely, because it's quite cold there, they essentially just have spiders free roaming their house. And they're not small spiders. They're massive. They're huntsmen. They're like the size of your hand. And they just cling to the walls. And it just sucks because every time my family moves there, we can't go to the bathroom because there's just a spider blocking the way. And we're like, what are we supposed to do with this? It's just terrifying. Alright, where's the Lavatar? There he is. Have I played Pikmin? I have not played Pikmin, no. I heard it's good, and I would like to give it a try. I'm not a huge fan of, like... Is it called tactical, like, RTS games? I don't actually know what type of game Pikmin is. But I think someone said it was like an RTS type of game, which I'm not usually very good at those. I might give it a go at some point. But, yeah, I have not really had the chance to play many games lately. I wish I had bunnies. I've got a bunny. I've got a little bunny. His name's Peppy. And he likes to jump on my lap and lick my feet. It is very funny. Saw deer and rabbits on the daily. That's cool. I haven't seen many deer. I do like how they look though. Deer are pretty cool. Now we got kangaroos here. Also, because we live in such a large country that is like 80% inhabitable, all the cities in Australia are like 8-hour drives away from each other. And we got and then there's a place close to Sydney called Melbourne that we go to, and in order to get there you have to take a 10-hour drive, but your main obstacle is not the tiredness or things on the road. Your main obstacle is to avoid all the kangaroos that jump across the road whenever they feel like it. And we have a very high death rate on the roads, not due to like drunk drivers or anything, but because of kangaroos. I think kangaroos have like one of the highest fatality rates in Australia because they just jump in front of cars. And it is also it's just as funny as it is sad because we've lost friends to kangaroos, unfortunately. Because they're like really big, bulky animals, and sometimes you just can't brake in time. Because when you're going down the highway, you're going at like 120 kilometers per hour, and sometimes you just can't brake in time because the kangaroos just jump out onto the road whenever they do. But yeah, usually there's quite a lot of roadkill on the way to Melbourne as well. You just get tons of kangaroo corpses just littered on the road, and they just sit there and decompose. I think last time I went down, I think I managed to count I think close to 62 dead kangaroos on the road. Yeah, that's alright. It's yeah. It's not they're creatures that are they're cute creatures, but sometimes we really don't like them. Like why are these creatures representing our country? They are very cute though. They're very funny little creatures. And they do box you as well. It's quite funny. You can't really go up to one and not expect to. Like there's a lot of small kangaroos, and those are like my favorite kinds because they're just really tiny and they can't really do anything. And they're just everywhere in the wild. So I do really like those kangaroos. But the big ones, my goodness, they are so intimidating when you go up to them. because you know that they can knock your teeth out. Like, they're really scary. And then you'll occasionally run into them going on bushwalks, and my goodness, they just strike fear into your heart. Like, they'll just look at you, and you'll be like, "Oi, mate, if you come anywhere close to me, I'm gonna knock your socks off. I'm gonna knock you out of your socks." And it's just so crazy. At least it's not the giant spiders that represent my country. True. I feel like we would lose half of the population if we had big spiders representing our country. Ugh, I just hate spiders so much. What else the animals have we got? We've got, what's not a scary animal? We've got koalas. Koalas are actually pretty nice creatures. I've touched a koala. They pretty much don't do anything but sleep. And they are quite... they are quite friendly. At least, well, at least, like, the ones that I've seen are, which were usually tame ones. But we do need to watch out for things called drop bears. Which, if you don't know, drop bears are like koalas, but they actually drop on your head. And they let out an awful scream. And yeah, they are quite terrifying. So yeah, when you go into the bush, you gotta watch out for drop bears. Bandicoots. Yes, I've seen bandicoots. Bandicoots are tiny little mice. We've got quite a few of them. Not in my area, but I have seen bandicoots. They're little mice that they look like... Okay, best way to describe them, they're like really baby kangaroos. Or they're like kangaroo-shaped mice. Like, don't think of Crash Bandicoot, because Crash Bandicoot is not what a bandicoot looks like. A bandicoot is closer to a mouse. And they're really quite cute. They're quite adorable creatures. But yeah, the Crash Bandicoot has morphed people's perception of what a bandicoot is, and no, that is absolutely not what a bandicoot looks like. If you saw a scary spider, you'd throw a stick at it. Yeah, I'm not even brave enough to throw a stick at it. I'm just walk in the opposite direction, as far away from the spider as possible. The problem is, some huntsmen can just find their way into your house. And that's the worst part, because I'm like, what do I do then? You want to pet a bandicoot. I've never pet a bandicoot before. But that would be fun. I've pet a lemur. It was at a zoo. There was a lady who took a... she was a zookeeper, but she took the she took some of the lemurs out of their like cage and then brought them around, and they were really tame, and essentially they would just go around and grab things off you, and it was very cute. How many homes have I lost to giant spiders? So this is my 7th home. It's been spider free for now, but I don't know if I'm gonna have too much longer here. So I might need to move out sometime soon, depending on how the spiders go. But yeah, have not found any spiders yet, and we're not really in spider season at the moment. But as soon as summer comes around, yeah, that's when the spiders are gonna start appearing, and that's when we might have to plan to move to our next home. Did any of the lemurs want to move it? You know what? They did. They would do nothing but move it the entire time we held them. My friend got French kissed by the lemur. So funny story. Like, we were holding them. I held it for a little bit, but he really didn't like me that much. He tried to run away from me. And I gave him some... and so the zookeeper took him out of my arms and then gave the lemur to my friend, and immediately ran up to her face and stuck its tongue in her mouth. It was so funny. And I caught it on camera. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's the funniest thing. That lemur had a type. And he made his move immediately. That lemur truly did have some, like, level 100 riz. Just went straight in for the kiss. Oh, excuse me. What about snakes? I don't mind snakes. I like snakes. I haven't actually seen a snake in the wild. I know we've got some poisonous snakes, but honestly, they're quite... Like, I do know, like, we have to keep our lawns mowed all the time. And we have to cut our grass to be quite short because, like, people have... We have had incidents where people have had, we've had incidents where people have found snakes in their grass. But, like, usually they're quite easy to spot. And also, I know what to do around a spot. Like, I don't panic when I see a snake. Yeah, we have a lot of lizards, and they're beautiful lizards. So, I do like to see the occasional... We do see the occasional blue tongue here and there, and they're very beautiful. But, yeah. Alright, I think that might be... Ho-Oh completed. Let's have a watch. I think I want him to swoop a little bit lower. Yeah, something more like that. And I might extend these for 2 more frames. There we go. Alright, cool. Well, that's the other 2 done. So yeah, it would just be the background and Absol. I'm getting my friend to do Absol. And we did Lavatar, and we've got Lucario somewhere. There's Lucario. Close. Okay, I'm gonna have to mess around with the layers a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna have Lucario run off a little bit later. And I'm going to move Lavatar to the top layer. Here. Ho-Oh flies off first, so I'm going to move him also above. Wait, hang on. He goes to the top layer here. Okay, so I'm going to move this chunk up here. Cut this out. Alright, I might have Lavatar run off slightly later. Okay, I think that should look good. Alright, I'm happy with that. So just Absol and then we're done. Cool. That was actually a lot easier than I expected. Alright, nice. Cool. Well, I think that's about all I'm gonna do for today. Maybe add the subtle trip sound for a ball. Good idea. I will actually add that into the animation. I'll try and see if I can find the trip sound, and I'll add that in. That's a good idea. Oh, just saw a baby rattlesnake yesterday. Oh, that's dangerous. Do you have any team or anyone to help you with animation? I've got I've got my sister and my friend to help me. They're just colorists at the moment because I can't quite hire them full time, but yeah, I hope that like in the future, or if I can get more, if I can actually get funding for like the things I do, then I can bring more people on to do more projects and yeah, pump them out faster. But yeah, like at the moment, it's just me pretty much. I think I'm going to be the only one doing most of this animation, except my friend who wanted to do an Umbreon and the Absol in this one, so she'll do those two. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Well, thank you guys for joining. Yeah, I will catch you next time. I might stream again next week. We'll see how I go. But yeah, that's this shot done. And yeah, join the Discord if you want to see. I'll export this shot so that everyone can see it. And I'll also post this shot very soon as well, so you guys can have a sneak peek to what I'm cooking. But yeah, thanks guys, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.